Hey, we're ready to continue on with Texas A&M. We're going to go straight to questions with the players. And remember, when you raise your hand and get a microphone, please identify yourself and the outlet you represent. So hands up. Let's go ahead and begin with the student athletes. Front row, left side.
Olin Buchanan, TexAgs.com. Jace, was there anything that you point to that was different from you offensively? The reason you might have struggled offensively in the second half, was it just as simply as going a little cold?
I don't think anything changed. I think our recipe is our recipe. I don't think we changed it for who we were playing or the time or the momentum of the play or the game. I just think they made a lot of shots down the stretch. I don't think it was an offensive problem. I think we scored
90 points.
Scored 90 points. I mean, it wasn't offense.
It was our highest OER of the season.
So I think it was just getting stops. I think we had a low amount of turkeys, and we needed to get more stops down there. And they shot 53% from three. So I'd just say it was our defense.
I think I shot 34.4%, 25% the three-point.
You're right.
Yeah.
We were bad. 90 points.
All right, questions? Right side front.
Travis Brown with the Eagle. Jace or Hayden, with the stop-start game, drawing fouls usually is kind of your game. Did it feel like there was a little trouble kind of finding a rhythm in some of the stop-start of the game? There wasn't it seemed like there was a whole lot of flow in the game.
I'd say I'd contribute that a little bit to the stops. I mean, when the whistle was getting blown a lot, I mean, it's just hard maintaining a flow within what we're trying to accomplish, but we always try to reiterate to one another, and the coaching staff is always talking to us about just staying in the moment and not letting that, affect what we're trying to accomplish. So.
Is that for both players?
That's fine.
You're good? Okay. Other questions?
Yeah.
Let's come back to the front row.
Yeah, for either players.
Pick one
Okay.
so we know who's going to answer it.
Then, Hayden, is there anything that y'all think that y'all might have been able to do differently on the defensive end with the way they were shooting three-pointers, or to sometimes you just look at a team and they're just hot?
I think we could have limited them, getting into the paint a lot more, because once they started getting into the middle drives and spraying out, I mean, they're already knocking down threes, and we were there late on contests, so just limiting that number of turning middle and just giving the ball across the paint and being there on the closeout a lot better. I think that's one thing that we could have done a little bit better.
Other questions for either? Okay, let's go back to the front row on the right.
Jace, with the way that their size inside and the way that they're shooting outside, how difficult of a defensive matchup is it to try to double the post, but then also get out there and on the contest? Is it kind of unique to their style?
Kinda. I mean, we work on it every day. I think we go against each other all the time, and we're in postseason play. We play so many SEC teams and SEC games that we have reps of it. So I mean, it wasn't too crazy. I mean, they're fast off the ball. They have a lot of bigs that have good vision and are aggressive. So we just needed to monitor a little bit better and get out of the paint on a cover two.
Any other questions for either? All right, go ahead.
For both of y'all, how comfortable do y'all feel with where you are that you'll hear your name called on Sunday?
Hayden, would you go first?
Yes, sir. I think I can speak for us as a team. I think we're fairly confident. I feel like that we've been trying to just control what we can control, go out there and just do what we know we can accomplish. And with that being done, I think it's just all up to the community now.
I would really piggyback off what H said. I think we're confident, but we're just going to be where our feet are. We're going to get home tonight, sleep good, and we're looking forward to tomorrow and what's moving forward.
Got time for one more question, anyone, for either of the student athletes? All right, fellas, we'll excuse you. You can return to the locker room. And we'll continue on with questions for Coach Williams. So raise your hand and we'll get a remote mic to you. Let's go ahead and start on the front right.
Travis Brown with the Eagle. Coach, kind of same thing I asked Jace. With their size and especially with the way they shot the ball today, how difficult of a defensive challenge it is to double the post but also have good contests? Did you think the contests were good?
Yeah, we did a good job in their secondary and their transition, similar to what we did in College Station when we played them. I think you have to make a decision on, are you going to let them score at the rim, or are you going to try to be in a position to contest the three? They shot 26% of their shots at the rim. Our defense is wired not to give away points at the rim, not to allow the ball to get to the paint. As H said, we were slow on the contest, and I thought they did a good job when it came out of the post, if we monstered, getting it to the next guy. And the guy that's in the double is the one that's got to get to the next guy. And I think that that's where we were hurt the most.
Front row on the left.
Yeah, Coach, Ola Buchanan, Texas. Y'all shot 46% from three-point range in the first half, went down to 25% in the second half. Is that just a matter of going cold, or was there anything Florida did differently that changed y'all's percentage?
I don't know if they did anything different or not. 38% from the three for us is a good number. Coming into today for SEC play, we were shooting 26% from three. I think our percentage from three is a portion of what allowed us to play better here, along with our free throw percentage and our number of free throw makes. So I would say we would take 38% at any point in the season.
Okay, back to the front row on the right.
With Anderson and Wade to some point, but mainly Anderson getting into foul trouble early, how much did that disrupt the rotation and kind of change the rhythm of what y'all were trying to do?
I thought the last 5 minutes of the first half we were a little out of sorts. Maybe a little bit longer, but I felt it more the last 5 minutes. Trying to figure out how we could score, how to keep a lead. I didn't want to get the third foul on any of those guys, Solo, Andy, Jace, Four. But to some degree, we've got to play somebody. But at the same time, we've done a good job since we've been in Nashville of making the game choppy. And so I don't think it was anything that we were doing. We got fouled, but we were fouling too much. And so now it's kind of choppy on both sides of the ball.
Do you have a question? Go ahead.
And then just because your time's up here, what's your comfort level and how are you approaching mentally a Sunday?
Well, I think it's a combination of the last 6 weeks. I mean, I know you guys know, but we lost every game for 2.5 weeks in a row, and then now we've won every game for 2.5 weeks in a row. And so thankful for the last 5 wins. This is our first loss in March. But I also think the response of our guys from the 5 losses in a row, thankful, very grateful. I thought they played with great resiliency today on a fast turnaround of all of the things that transpired to lose a 2-possession game against a top 25 team. Really thankful. And whatever is going to happen tomorrow, just to be able to be in this position, I think our team has changed over the last 3 weeks. I think that there's some legacy that goes into what has transpired in their response to be able to play on Saturday 3 years in a row in the tournament. I think there's a lot of good stuff. And so we're disappointed with the result, but we also don't want to miss the lessons that transpired this month for sure.
Other questions for Coach? Any others? All right, thank you.
Thank you.